Hi, good morning everyone. This is the demo session for MuleSoft. Okay, here about trainer. So my name is Vinod Kumar Reddy and I'm having 8+ years of IT experience. I have started my journey, with the TCS as an SQL developer, and I worked for 4 years and I have moved into Java. Then I have moved into MuleSoft. So currently working as a senior developer. So the company which I'm working, it's in one of the MNCs. Okay, this is about your trainer guys. Next, before going to start, what is MuleSoft? There are some prerequisites and frequently asked questions for the previous batches. Do we need to know programming languages like Java, Python, .NET, etc.? Okay. So definitely it's no. So it's not required to learn any Java, Python, and .NET. Next, there is another question like, okay, I'm from QA background and I work for admin and I work for XYZ background. Can I learn MuleSoft? Yes, definitely anyone can learn this course. If you don't have any knowledge on programming based as well as any IT background also, you can learn. So what is the CTC that I can expect? This is the most frequent question. So that is depends on our knowledge and what is the requirement based on a company and how we are going to perform. Based on that we can expect. So it's not a fixed guys. Okay. Next, is there any coding is required in MuleSoft? Yes, but there is not that much coding. It's a low coding, more configurations. So without coding, there is no software, guys. Okay, that you can understand. So even not only for MuleSoft, if you go for any other tools or whatever it is, there is a at least minimal level of coding it is there. But here there is a low coding by doing an API design. Next question. What should we learn before starting the course? Okay. Before starting this course, do we need to learn any specific things? Definitely it is no. But here, if we have any basic knowledge on APIs or web services, if you know about what is XML and what is JSON, that is pretty much enough. And if you don't have that knowledge also, that is fine. I will teach you from beginning. Next, the very, very important thing is your practice and dedication. So without practice, you can't learn any course. So that's why practice makes man perfect. So you have to do more practice. So whatever the classes, right? So whatever I'm going to teach you, that you need to practice. So only here the practice is required. Yeah, so for any doubts before starting the session, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, you may get a doubts, might be once it is completed the session. Okay. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me in Telugu also, no, not a problem, guys. Guys, you can hear my voice, right? So just to confirm before going to start the session.
Yes, we know.
Okay. because there is no response. So that is the reason I'm asking. Let me take the annotation. Okay. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, before jumping into the actual session, so these are the prerequisites and frequently asked questions for the previous batches. Okay. Next, what is MuleSoft? Does anyone have any idea what is MuleSoft? Yes or no?
No, we don't.
Okay.
No, we don't.
Okay, that's fine. So what is MuleSoft? Okay. So MuleSoft, it is a software company. So the company name, it is called a MuleSoft. It's developed in the year of 2006. Then later on, the Salesforce is acquired. It's in a year of 2018. So the company name itself, it is in a MuleSoft. Okay, the general definition of MuleSoft is it is an integration platform. So again, what is integration? So integration is nothing but communication between any two or more known as integration. Suppose you want to make a tea. So what we will do? So we will put a tea powder, sugar, milk, and integrating and finally making as a tea. So where this integration help us? Okay. Suppose you want to make an app. So the best example I will give you as a phone pay. So there are different kind of APIs are available in a phone pay. So if you see in a phone pay, there is a mobile recharge. There is an option like send payments. There is another option like bill payment, something like that. Okay. So there we are integrating all the applications together. So that is called integration. So the formal definition of integration, just go to that slide. Again, the general definition of integration is the communication between two or more nanas. Integration, like between there are two persons, just we are going to integrate. So how we are going to integrate now? So I'm going to teach a class. So you guys are listening. So by Zoom, we are integrating. So the same way, by using MuleSoft, we can integrate the apps or any services. We can integrate the databases or something like that. So the technical definition of integration is it is transport and transform the data between two end systems. So that's what we have discussed earlier, right? Like if you want to connect any SAP database, mobile and web applications and Salesforce, we are going to use integration. So here we have two types of integration. One is application to application. So within an organization, if we have an apps, then we are going to use an A to A. B2B. So what is B2B? So it's like if you want to connect external apps, if you want to connect any other system, suppose I'm working in a ABC company, so I want to connect with the XYZ app. So that time we are going to use B2B integration. So the definition of MuleSoft is it is an integration platform. Suppose if someone is going to ask what is MuleSoft, so MuleSoft is an integration platform. So that's what you have to tell. Okay. Okay. The next thing is the MuleSoft. The MuleSoft help us to integrate different platforms. Suppose if we have a database, like we have a database like in a Snowflake, you have a database in a Salesforce, so you have a data in AWS. The MuleSoft help us to connect in different systems seamless. So we do have another language also. Suppose we have a Java, we have Python, we have other integration platforms like web methods, APG, Talent, Delboomi. Then why MuleSoft? Then why MuleSoft? So the general term of mule is something which is born to donkey and horse, right? Okay. So all that donkey work has been created by a MuleSoft. Suppose where you want to configure the code, if you want to configure, if you want to connect with other systems, that is easy for us. So that kind of framework, it is built in a MuleSoft. And again, MuleSoft is built on Java. So it's built on top of the Java and based on a Spring framework, MuleSoft it is built. If you want to connect database from Java, or what are the things it is required? If you want to connect a database, so JDBC is required. We need to code something. Suppose I have a Python program. I want to connect with another database. So there I have to write some code. But here everything it is a connectors and components. Okay, that I will show you in the next slides. What are the things it is required? So that's why it is a more popular. That's why it is a more popular. So here no need to write any code. Just if you drag and drop, so automatically the code will get generated in a backend. So next coming to, it is an API management. Okay, I will talk about later what is API management in the next slides. So we have discussed it, right? Okay. Mule is the runtime engine of any point platform. It is a lightweight Java-based enterprise service bus and integration platform that allows we developers to connect applications together quickly and easily. So again, so here it is a ESB. So it is a lightweight Java-based enterprise bus. So ESB is an kind of an architecture. It will follow an architecture and it will provide the easy way to connect with another databases and any another applications. Not only databases, you can connect with any applications. So that's why here I have mentioned, right? Okay, it enables easy integration of existing systems regardless of the different technologies that applications uses, including JMS, web services, JDBC. You can connect with MQs, IBM MQs. You can connect with AWS. You can connect with Salesforce. You can connect with Snowflake, etc. Okay, that is based on our requirement. This we have already discussed. Okay, what is API management? So here in this API management, we can design the APIs, we can deploy the APIs, we can develop the APIs, we can deploy the APIs, we can manage the APIs, we can secure the APIs, we can reuse the APIs. All these things done by in a single place. It is like one-stop place. So that is the reason, MuleSoft is so popular. So we can do all this kind of work in a MuleSoft. Suppose if we go for any other tools for design, you have to purchase, you have to go with another tool. For developing, you have to go with another tool. Deployment, you have to go with another. So it's like a cost base as well as different tools you have to use. If it is in MuleSoft, everything it is in a single place. It's like one stop place. Okay, one stop place. So the best example, okay. So the example which I am going to tell you is, suppose you want to build a home. So what are the things it is required? So if you want to build a home, so there are some raw materials, right? So the raw materials it is required. So that is there in a different shops. So that will take time to purchase all those things and construct your house. Suppose all the things it is there in a single shop. Okay. So then you can easily buy so whatever you want, and you can easily construct. So there's a just example I'm telling. Okay. So this all the things it is there in a single place. Design APIs, develop APIs, deploy APIs, manage APIs, secure APIs, and reuse APIs. This everything we can do it in a single place. So here, everywhere we are talking about APIs. Okay. So what is API? What is API? API is nothing but application programming interface. Application programming interface. If you want to connect between two applications, the API is required. So here, if you observe, here we have a client. So client is sending the request to server, and server is sending the response back to the client. So the example, if you go to restaurant, so what we will do? So we will give an order. So where we are going to give an order? So the order is going to take a server. I mean, there servant. Okay, what he will do? So he will take an order and he will give an order to the kitchen. So in the kitchen, everything they are going to prepare, and again it will come back to us. So there we can correlate with this. Okay, client and server. Okay, I will show you the real-time examples. So what are the APIs and how it will work? How does API work? So here it is an application. So whatever the applications we are using, suppose we are using Facebook login. So what you are going to do? So you will provide your username and password. So in between there is an API. It will talk to the database and it will give the response. Suppose whether you have given the correct username and password. So that will validate and it will give the response back to the user. Suppose here I am going to give abc@gmail.com. There is some password which I have given. So when I am going to click login, right? Okay. So there is an API backend. Okay. There is an API. So what it will do? It will take my username and password and it will validate and it will give the results. So as soon as I'm going to click, right? Okay. See, that is giving some error. So this is what an API. So this is what an API. Okay. So again, so here everything it is going to work based on API only. Okay. So you have to understand the concept. So again, I'm going to tell you. So what is an API? API stands for Application Programming Interface. It helps us to communicate or exchange the data between two different systems. So the systems can be anything. Okay. That can be database system, that can be web applications, that can be anything. Okay. So that is what an API. So you know how API also working. Okay. So I'm going to send the request. So the API it will take and it will go to the server and it will give the response back to us. Next, walkthrough and website. Okay. Suppose I want to book a flight. I want to book a flight. So there are many websites. There are many websites. So I'm going to choose as an yatra.com, suppose. So here, if you observe here, what is the departure from? So I want to departure from Bangalore to Delhi. Okay. So here I am going to click as a search flights. So as soon as you are going to search, right? So what it is happening? So just try to understand. So here I'm giving the departure from and going to. So these are the two parameters I'm passing. And next thing is departure date. When I want to travel. Okay. There are three things I'm passing here. Then I'm going to click as search flights. So this is my request. I'm sending the request. I'm clicking as a search flights. Okay. So you can observe here. Okay. There are some results. It's displayed based on my request. So what is happening? What is happening in the background is, okay, everything it is an API. It will take the request and it will talk to the database or corresponding systems and it will give the response back. So again, I want to see view fares. Okay, view fares. Just I'm going to click here. Again, what it will do, there is another API. As soon as you are going to click, so it will give the response. So again, I want to book a flight. I'm going to click as a book. Okay, I'm going to click as a book. So here you can see. So what is the amount and what are the charges and what is the departure time and arrival time. So everything you are going to see. So everything backend, it is an API. So again, I'm going to type something. I'm going to type here MuleSoft. Even it is a Google also. Even it is in a Google backend, it is an API only. Okay, I'm going to click as MuleSoft. Just observe here. So it is my request. This is the response. So whatever it is displayed, this is the response. This is the response which it is displayed. So here the thing, so which we need to understand is, so what are the things, what is the request we have passed? We have passed MuleSoft. Okay, I want to or something Greek boss. See, as soon as I'm going to enter, so the results were displayed. So if you observe here, what we are searching. So after search, Q equal to ClickBuzz. After search, Q equal to ClickBuzz. This is my query parameter. So whatever it is there in a question mark, Q equal to ClickBuzz. So here I am going to send the request. Suppose I want to send something. See, if I change the query parameter here, so the results were changed. Okay. This is basically an API. I mean, we are going to call it as an endpoint, but everything it is an API only. So again, I'm going to yatra.com. Okay, yatra.com. Suppose I want to book a bus, just to go to bus. Here we have a departure from and going to, so when you want to travel, so I want to search here. Just observe the URL here. So what is there? Just we have a yatra.com and bus booking. So as soon as I am going to search here, this will get changed. Just observe here, this will get changed. Correct? Then here, what is the query parameters? So what are the parameters which I have passed? Source is Delhi. Okay. Source is Delhi. Destination is Jaipur. What is the date which I have passed? 2023 10/31. Okay. So this is an API. Suppose I want to select a seat. Again, there is an API. See, there is an API. So here you can select the boarding and dropping points and select the seat. Again, select the confirm seats. There is an API. So these APIs, these kind of APIs can be developed by using MuleSoft. I'll go to Postman. So here I'm going to paste my endpoint or URL. So here you can observe. Here you can observe what are the query parameters. Delhi is the source. Destination is a Jaipur. So these are the parameters which I'm passing. So based on these parameters, the API is going to talk to the corresponding database or whatever it is, and it is giving the response back. Okay, it is giving the response back. So again, we have a ClickBus. So whatever the clicks it is happening, right? Okay. So backend there is an API. So I want to see the Rohit Sharma profile. Okay. So just I want to see. So what I did, just I have clicked the Rohit. Okay. Backend there is an API. It is going to talk to the database and it is fetching the results. It is fetching the results. So instead of going to click, suppose I am going to change it as there is some number instead of 567. I'm going to send it as 568. See, the results were changed. So this is how backend it is happening. This is how backend it is happening. So there is no profile for 569. Okay. There's a 563. Okay. There's a 563. It will go to the profiles and it will fetch the 563 means. Okay. 563 is a mouse. 563 is a mouse. So again, there is another example. abibus.com. abibus.com. So I want to travel from Bangalore to Chennai. Just search here. Just search here. See, the number of results were displayed. The number of results were displayed. Just take this example. I mean, take this URL. Go to Postman and search it here. Here you can observe there is a 200. There is a 200. 200 means success. There is a status code 200 means successfully you fetch the results. So instead of Bangalore, just I will put 123 or something. Just we'll see. Okay, there or something it is there. So instead of Bangalore, I'll remove something. So still it is giving result. Huh? We'll take another example. Just wait. So always API will give the status codes. Always API will give the status codes. Okay, you can observe here. Instead of bus search, I have given different thing. So that is the reason just it is giving as a 404. 404 means not found. 404 means not found. I'll take this one and I'll go to URL. I'll go to URL. See, it is giving us a different results. So that means whatever the input which we have provided, so that is not correct. Okay, that is not correct. That is about APIs. So everything in a backend, in a real-time world, there is an API. Okay, there is an API. So without API, nothing was there. Okay, nothing was there. Next, any doubts about API? Yeah, we can use this API in multiple platforms. Okay, I got a question from Pujit. Yes, correct. Good question. See, we can reuse the APIs. See, there is an API. So you want to book a ticket. So which one you will choose? So I am going to choose as a Abibus. I am going to choose as a Abibus. So in Abibus, they have already developed one API. They have already developed one API to search the buses and to booking the buses. So I want to use the same API in Redbus. I want to use the same API in Redbus. Yes. Instead of going to develop another API, we can use the same API in multiple places and multiple platforms. Okay. See here also I can search the bus, and by using Abibus also I can do by using another website yatra.com suppose. So here also I can book the buses. The same way the flights also. Okay, there are different websites. I mean different vendors were there to book a buses or flights, whatever it is. So here the integration example, the best example I can give you. So here what is happening? If you go to yatra.com, you can book a flight, you can book a hotel, you can book a bus. Okay, so there are a lot of options here. You can book a train, you can book a cab. So this is called integration. This is called integration. This is called integration here. So here this yatra company, this yatra organization has integrated all these applications. Each and every application, there is an APIs. There is an APIs. Okay. So this is about basic understanding an API. Okay. Life cycle of MuleSoft. So again, coming back. So if you want to create any application or any API, so what we need to do? So we need to design first. So for this design, we are going to use a AnyPoint platform. For development, we are going to use AnyPoint Studio. So this AnyPoint Studio is a drag and drop tool. I'll show you. AnyPoint Studio is a drag and drop tool where we can develop our APIs, or we can connect with another vendors or other applications. Okay. Then finally, we are going to deploy the application. So where we are going to deploy? So we are going to deploy the applications in a cloud hub or on premises. So these three are very, very important. It's like a 3D platform. MuleSoft is a 3D platform. So first, what we will do? We will do design, development, and deployment. We'll do design, development, and deployment. For design, what we are going to use? We are going to use AnyPoint platform. Deployment, AnyPoint Studio. Sorry, development, AnyPoint Studio. For deployment, Cloud Hub. So these three are very, very important. Okay, just keep it in mind. Next thing, you want to design an API. So why do we need to design? Suppose I want to construct a home. So first, what we are going to do? So we are going to take a plan, right? So the same way, just we are designing. So this is not an actual code or actual API, just designing, so that the people can understand. So what is the input we can pass and what is the output I can expect? So the best example I have shared you, right? Okay, this one. So that the user can able to understand, okay, these are the input parameters I can pass. I'll get the some kind of results. So that's why we are going to use as a API designer. In this API designer, here we have an editor. It's a file browser. This is a self and API console. Okay, this I'll talk about in a next session on tomorrow. Okay, briefly. And next, AnyPoint Studio. Okay, this is the studio. So where you can develop our MuleSoft applications. Okay, or you want to develop an APIs. You want to connect with a database. So here we are going to use the AnyPoint Studio. Here we have a package explorer. So in between we have a canvas, and right side we have an mule palette, and in down we have a console. Okay, I'll go through this one as a real time now. Okay, I'll show you so how it is going to work. Okay, this is a slide only. Okay, I'll share it. Okay, before going to the key capabilities of MuleSoft. Okay, let me open. So this is the AnyPoint Studio, guys. This is an AnyPoint Studio. So I want to create a project. Go to File, New, Mule Project. Demo 1. Here, right? If you observe this one, if you observe here, this is a package explorer, left side. Okay. So right side here you can see Mule palette. So here it is a console. This application, I mean, this is an IDE. It is developed based on Eclipse or STS. You may know about Eclipse. So the same features it is available here. File, edit, navigate, search, project, run, Windows or help something. So here you can create Mule applications as well as Java applications. So based on your requirement, we can use it. But here we are going to use it for Mule applications. Mule applications. Okay, here I am going to show you the demo for, suppose I want to print hello world. If you are going to use C language, so what are the things it is required? You need to write some piece of code, but here it is not like that. Just go to here, go to Mule palette, go to HTTP, just drag this one. So this is a listener. Okay, this is a listener. So here, this is called configurations, guys. This is how it will work. I'm going to choose as 8081. So path I'm going to give as demo. Now I want to print something. So I'm going to use it as logger over here. In this logger, I want to print hello world. Yeah, that's it. So if you want to run the project, you right click and run demo one. Did I wrote any code here? No, just drag and drop. So these are the, here we have components, here we have components and connectors. Based on components and connectors, we are going to build an application over here. Okay, so that is RESI. In backend, there is a code. Okay, I will show you how it is going to generate also. But we are not going to write anything, just we are drag and drop. Just we are going to do drag and drop. But you have to know in which case we need to use which connector. That's it. So that we are going to see in actual classes. But okay, the application is deployed. Now I'm going to test. If you want to test any application, you have to go to Postman. Postman. You have to use localhost 8081. So what is the path we have given? Demo. Okay, just demo. Just see here. Because my application is running in my local, so that is the reason just I have given as a local host. This is the port number. This is the path which we have, which I have configured, in a project. Just click on send. Now I'm going to send the request. Send the request. See, here you can see the status code is 200. So that means your application run successfully. Your application ran, it's already ran successfully. Okay, so just go to logs. Just observe here. See, hello world. Hello world is printed. So this is the beauty of IDE and MuleSoft. Okay. So here, suppose I want to connect. Here I want to connect with a Salesforce. Suppose here I want to connect with the Salesforce. I can do connect. Here I want to connect with. Here I want to connect with Java. I can connect. Here I want to connect with a JMS. I can connect. Okay. So that is the beauty of MuleSoft. So here it is just doing the drag and drops. We have to configure. So whenever you are going to click this one, right? Okay. If you see here, so here we have to configure. Here you have to configure. So backend, so whenever you are going to drag and drop, right? So automatically it will generate the code. it will generate the XML code. So I told you in the beginning, right? So it is developed on top of Java based on Spring framework. Okay, Spring framework. So that is the reason you can see it in a XML format. The code is in a XML format. Again, who don't have the knowledge on XML and JSON? So this is an example, XML and JSON sample. That's very simple. So if you observe this one, this is an XML, hypertext markup language. So here, everything it is in a tags. Everything it is in a tags. So there is an employee, the first name, open tag. Again, John, there is a closing tag for a first name. So this is an XML example. This is an XML example. So what is JSON? So here there is no tags. You can easily understand the values. What is the first name here? John. Last name, first name, last name, first name, last name. So this is the key value pair. This is the key value pair. Here everything it is in a tag based. Okay, this is in a tag based. So now we have created simple API to display hello world. So this is how we can develop our APIs by using Anypoint Studio. So what are the three major things? What are the three major things over here? Design, develop, and deploy. For design, we are going to use it as Anypoint platform. For development, Anypoint Studio. For deployment, we are going to use Cloud Hub. So what are the key capabilities of MuleSoft? So by using MuleSoft, you can connect with any framework. So the faster API designing. So we can do data mapping. If you want to convert from normal text to JSON, we can do that. So testing and deployment of applications is a very easy. And if you want to integrate any application, suppose you don't have knowledge on deploying the applications, then MuleSoft is providing the documentation. I'll show you what is the documentation and those kind of things. So inbuilt, we have a monitoring and visualizer tools. So if you observe here, so this is an Anypoint platform. So this is a screen. This is where we have a management center. In the first slides, I have discussed about API management, right? So we can do API design, API develop, API deployment. We can secure APIs. Okay, we can manage APIs. Everything we can do it in a single place. So that is why MuleSoft is so popular. It's like one-stop place. Everything we can do it in a one-stop place. Okay. So the documentation, suppose how to check. The MuleSoft is provided good documentation for cloud deployment, suppose. So I want to see how to deploy the code. So there is a documentation. So there they have given step by step. So what are the things we need to do? Okay. So if you follow these steps also, we can deploy. So that's why I have given as a good documentation. So this is provided. So not only this one, if you have any topic you want to learn, suppose I want to see connectors. I told you, right? Connectors. In the connectors, I want to learn about email connector. Suppose I want to send an email to one person to another person by using MuleSoft. So this is the documentation. Suppose you want to read, I want to read this before implementing. So there is some examples also they have given. So this is the documentation for MuleSoft. So there is a website. So just you have to type MuleSoft documentation. So this is the documentation for this. So in left side you can see everything like you can see MQs, MUnit. So is there any new topics they are going to add it in a, I mean the new features they are going to add it over here. I'm going to add it over here. So now again, so why MuleSoft is so popular? So because of these features it is having compared to other tools. Compared to other tools, we can connect with any framework, and there is a faster API design. We can do data mapping, and we can do testing and deployment, and we can do any integration. It is providing good documentation, and it is providing build and monitoring visualizer tools. Suppose you have deployed on API, I want to see whether it is successfully deployed or not. So how it is performing, everything we can see it in a visualizer tools and monitoring logs. Okay. Okay, these options we are going to talk next sessions one by one. So if you want to start this MuleSoft, sorry, if you want to start a deployment, you want to use, we need a anypoint platform to design the APIs. Next, anypoint studio. Next, Postman. So these three are important. So anypoint platform, it is an website. I'll show you. So where you can log in and we can design the APIs. So that is like just design. But development, we need to use anypoint studio. Postman, we are going to use it for testing. Okay. Next, coming to real-time scenario. Suppose if you are in an office, if you enter into any organization. So these are the tools, Jira or Azure DevOps and ServiceNow. So here you will get the requirements. Okay, what to develop and what you need to do. And Git is a repository. Suppose I have developed one API, right? So that I want to put it in my repository. There we are going to use GitHub or Azure DevOps. So again, why JDK is required? The MuleSoft is built on top of Java. So first you need to install JDK. Then we have to install Anypoint Studio. Postman you can directly download and install. So that's not a problem. So these are the softwares and tools it is required. And again, Anypoint platform, right? So where we are going to design our APIs. Anypoint platform login. It is good. So this is an Anypoint platform. So here you can see, so good morning VITech. So welcome to the #1 platform of API and integrations. Okay. So this is an #1 platform in the current market now. Okay. So here we have a design center, Exchange, Anypoint Studio, and management centers over here. But mainly here we are going to use to design an APIs, we are going to use design center. So I want to design something. So here we are going to design. So I'll show you the sample example, design center, how you want to design also, new API specification. So I want to book a bus. I want to search a bus, suppose. I want to search a bus. Just I'm going to give as an bus API. So this is like just a design. So here we are going to use a RAM. So these things, everything I'm going to talk about next session. So just to see, so how we can easily develop. So here we can see, so it's a left side. Left side, it is a file explorer. Okay. Right side, it is in documentation. So here it is a self. This is an editor. This is an editor. This is an editor. So here I want to develop something. Suppose search colon. As soon as I'm going to give an enter. So here you can see, the methods, docs, types and treats, security. Okay. So which method I want to use? I want to use get. Okay, I'm going to explain. So what is these methods? What is the HTTP methods and everything? So this is like just demo. See, get. Next, the options, everything it is coming here. Just you need to pick it up. Okay, just you need to pick it up. Get. So what is the query parameters? Okay, the query parameters I need to pass. Here it is a source. What is the type? So where you want to travel? So I want to travel from, suppose, Bangalore. The example is, okay, I don't want to give an example. Just type source. So again, we need to follow indentation. So this is very, very important. Destination. Just give enter. So what is the type? This is also string only. This is also string. Source and destination. What is the date? I mean travel date, suppose. Travel date. Okay. Travel date is date and time or date only. So whatever it is, you can give. Okay. Okay. Now I have given a input parameters, source, destination, and travel date. So just assume, so this is just design. I'm not going to build any application over here. Okay, any APIs over here. Just I'm going to design the API. What are the things it is required? Okay. Then so first thing is resource path, method, responses. So what is the response? So I'm going to design my own API. I'm going to give as a 200 body. My response should be in application.json. JSON example is okay. Message bus details fetched successfully. Okay, this is my API. This is my API. So here, everything we need to follow some indentation. So after that, some intelligence. Okay, this is called, sometimes we'll call it as intelligence. So this it will display. So based on that, you need to pick it up. So automatically it will get displayed. Okay. So if you see right side, so what is the method I'm using? So what is the endpoint? So there is a search. There is a search. there is a get method. There is a get method. So if you click this one, so this is my endpoint. This is my URL. This is my URL. Code example. Query parameters. So what are the query parameters? I need to pass string, destination, source, destination, travel date. So what is the response it will provide? It will give this response. Okay, just try it. Try it. Just observe here. I'm not passing anything. I'm not passing anything. See, it is giving as a 400 bad request. 400 bad request because automatically, so the source and destination, okay, these three fields are mandatory. These three fields are mandatory, but I'm not passing. I'm not passing any value. So that is the reason it is giving as a 400. So every API, it will give a response codes. Based on response codes, see, API response, HTTP response codes. So if you see this one, so whatever it is going to start with 100 to 199 information response, 200 to 299 successful response, 300 to 399 there's a redirection messages, client error responses, suppose. So who is the client here? So we have developed our own API and we are going to give the response. So we are the clients. Okay. So client error responses 400 to 499. So what is the error we got? 400. So there is some error. So whatever the errors, I mean the error codes, which you will get 500 to 599, there is a server error. There is a server error. So you have to remember these things. You have to remember these things. Okay, anyway, I'm going to explain. So when you will get 200, when you are going to get 400 going forward classes. So, okay. So this is my API. So which I have designed. This is like just designing. Okay, just I have designed the API. So here I am going to pass, suppose Bangalore, Hyderabad. The date is something over here. Okay, just sending. Just observe the response. Just observe the response. See, bus details fetched successfully. Bus details fetched successfully. So this is called designing. So why we need to design? Why we need to design? So based on this documentation, so design is nothing but it's like a blueprint. Suppose we want to build a home. So what we will do? If we want to build a home, first what we are going to do? So just we will take the plan. Okay. So how many rooms I want? Okay, I want 2 bedrooms. I want 1 kitchen. I want 1 hall. Okay, and 2 bathrooms. And this is a parking area, something like that. So that is the reason we are going to just designing. So this is not an actual API, just designing. For designing, we are going to use a RAML. So that is very simple also. See, so this is everything it is going to display over here itself. This is like designing. So the API designing is help us to get it understand the clients. Okay, see, whenever you are going to provide this URL, right? Okay, this URL, so the client can able to understand, okay, I need to pass source, I need to pass destination, I need to pass travel date. Okay, so based on the requirement, we are going to design it. Suppose 200 error response, 200 success and 400 error response, something like that. So this is how we can design the APIs. For developing, we are going to use this one, Anypoint Studio. So here everything is in connectors and components. Just we are dragging and dropping over here. Okay. So these are the softwares, I mean. So what are the main softwares that is required? There are 3: Anypoint Platform, Anypoint Studio, and Postman. So these 3 are mandatory to practice the course. And next, okay, any queries? Okay, before going to end the session, okay, this is the course content. Okay, this is about today's class. So what we are going to do? Okay, I'm going to share the course content also. Course content that I am going to share. At the end of the course, you will get an interview questions topic wise, and the interview questions company wise. Okay, the company wise in the sense like the previous students, right? Okay, which we are going to attend the interview. So they have already given some questions. Okay, that I'm going to provide with you guys. And the resume preparation and personal references. I'm going to explain SDLC life cycle models like waterfall and agile. And finally, we are going to connecting to Snowflake database. Okay, this is not part of our syllabus. The main thing is here, it's like you will get a certification, MCD level 1. So you want to do the certification, there is an $400. So that you will get it in a free of cost. Okay, I'll guide you how to do that one also. Okay, if you want to see this certification, MCD level 1 certification cost. So here you can see 400. Okay, $400. It's around 32K in Indian currency. You will get it within a course itself. And I'm going to provide that. So what to say? So this is like interaction based classes. Okay. So whatever the doubts you have, you can ask in the middle also. So when I'm going to explain or whatever it is. So instead of going to see this in a text box, I mean chat box. Okay. It's like interactive sessions. And more it is a practical oriented. So whatever the things it is required to get a job or you want to practice something, then I'm going to explain in a day by day classes. Okay, so this is about today's demo. So I'm going to give another 3 demos. So based on that you can decide. Okay, based on that you can decide whether you need to join this course or not. Okay, we cannot judge, I mean based on single class itself we cannot decide. Okay, if you want you can attend the future, I mean the next two or three classes. Yeah, this is about today's class. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me now.
వినోద్, ఇది స్నోఫ్లేక్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా,
Hmm.
సో అది కూడా మీ ట్రైనింగ్ ఇస్తారా లేకంటే ఎలా?
No, that is not training. So if you want to connect a Snowflake database, so that is called, I told you, right? So these are the connectors. So here I want to interact with the Snowflake database. So I can interact by using MuleSoft. So I want to connect with the AWS. I can connect. సో మనం ఏ డేటాబేస్ అయినా సరే ఇక్కడ కనెక్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు అనేసి. సో దట్ ఈస్ డిఫరెంట్ వెండర్స్, రైట్? అందుకోసం
అది క్లౌడ్ బేస్ మళ్ళీ ఏ కోచింగ్ ఇస్తారు మీరు? అంటే మీరు చెప్పారు కదా అజూర్, జీరా సంథింగ్.
లేదు. దిస్ ఇస్ ఫర్ డెఫినెట్లీ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ MuleSoft.